Yo, what up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. Another day, another rant. Check it out. This rant comes from me reading comments on Facebook by black women complaining about black men getting white women when they get rich, famous, or become influential. And I'm going to tell you why they don't come back to the hood and grab you up, Shakarista, whatever your heck your name is. This stems off of what I've boiled down to in my mind about 3 reasons. But they all stem from the first reason, which is 1, your ego. You just got this huge ego and misplaced and misguided understanding of how important you really are, which isn't very important. 2 is your mouth, which comes from your ego. You don't shut up. Just shut up. You're online. Look at the way you talk to men online. Look at the comments you leave behind. Who do you think you are? Do you know the only thing that stops men from punching you in your mouth is social conditioning that it's not okay to punch women in the mouth. It's just not acceptable. So even the most gangster hood gangster isn't going to punch you in your chin like you deserve for all that crap that comes out of your mouth. Number 3 is basically you don't belong there. You just don't belong there, and that's because of your ego and your mouth. So that's why they grab white women. Let me tell you something about white women. And when I speak of white women, this comes from, I grew up around white people. I didn't grow up in a black community. Believe it or not, I'm mixed. I'm not even fully black. My mom's like South American Indian. But, so I don't have a lot of experience with black people in that sense. I mean, as of late, I have in my past, 10, 15, maybe 20 years. But really, all my relationships have been with white women. Most of them. I had a relationship with some Africans, but African women are a whole different animal. African women are beautiful creatures. They're wonderful. They're amazing. They're just, they're amazing. But anyway, that's not the point. Let me tell you about white women and something I noticed about white women and black women when I was in an environment that was predominantly white. White women know how to behave. They understand the context of their place in the context of the place they're in at that time. You see, when white women end up in a position or a location of power and an area of influence, they're quiet, they smile, they look pretty, they blink slowly, and they pay attention. They listen so that if they're ever asked a question during a conversation with powerhouse people where her man is the center of attention, where her man has brought her there, and she doesn't believe he's there because of her, and she doesn't think she has some intrinsic right to be there, she can answer the question and not look like a total flippin' idiot. She isn't thinking about herself. She isn't thinking about how can I play from this position. She might be, but she's smart enough to know that, you know what, I'm here because that man is powerful. That man I'm with. And he's in a room with people who are more powerful than him. And he's positioning himself to be even more powerful and to be more influential and more economically viable than he is right now. How can I support him so that I can also benefit from that? Her hamster wheel is going 1,000,000 miles a minute and her mouth is going 0 miles a minute. You, Shaniqua, are the antithesis of a white woman. Your mouth is running 1,000,000 miles a second and ain't nothing going on up here. You're just freaking stupid. Shut up. Shut up. And you know what the thing is this? I don't even think white women are smarter. I'm calling you stupid because you're just opening your mouth and letting it be known. At least the white girl's got the sense to keep her mouth shut and not let everybody know that she's an idiot. She's smart enough to sit there and just blink, smile, and look pretty in her nice dress. You don't have that common sense because your ego is in the way. And because your ego doesn't give you a context of where you are and who you are in the position and place that you are, your mouth runs. And then you make your man look bad. And then he doesn't get that contract. He looks like an idiot. You see, look, a black man in America, he has to work hard to get to where he is. And it starts probably right after high school, especially if he's an athlete. Then he works hard to get into university, get that scholarship, stay on the team, goes from university to NFL, and then from like NFL to Sports Center on CNN or whatever channel it's on. He has to build himself. That means he has to not only be athletically building himself from an early age on, and this could be, you can put this into economics or into business or whatever else. That black man, any man, but we're talking about you black women right now who are complaining about black men who grab white girls. That man has to build himself educationally, and he has to gain and learn social acumen to deal with and interact with people of power and influence. You don't ever get that. You just want to look pretty and then have men come to you, and then you reject or accept whoever you think's the best. And you never learn how to defer to others. You just get that attitude that, you know what, all these dudes keep on hollering at me, I'm so fine, whatever else, I could just act however I want. How is a guy who spent his entire life building himself from contract to contract, power situation, influence situations, where he has to go and make contacts and connections with people of power, and he has to humble himself? Don't think he can't be niggerish. He can, for sure, because he came from the same neighborhood as you. But he's had to learn how to curb that. He's had to learn how to gain social acumen and social conduct, and learn how to conduct himself publicly so that he can improve his financial situation. You've never had to learn this. How is he going to come back after he's rich and famous and drag your ghetto ass up there with him? You're going to come into a position and a place, an environment where you don't know how to behave because you never improved. And don't think that just because you went to university, it's changed. I've met several black American women who have college degrees, and you're still flipping idiots. It gets worse because now your ego's even bigger because, oh, I got a degree now, and I'm even great. No, you're just a freaking idiot. You're stupid. You're still dumb. And Betty or Becky or whatever her name, she's equally as dumb as you with her degree. I'm sorry. Look, ladies, I don't hate y'all. I don't hate women. But let me tell you, y'all women are vapid. You're a vapid lot. And that's how it's supposed to be. I'm sorry. It just stems from the belief. And I have a daughter. I got a mother. I got aunts, whatever else. But just in general, I'm going to do a video about this. But men are better than women. I'm sorry. We're just better than y'all. We're intellectual. Y'all are emotional. That's why we have an explanation for our stances, even if it don't make no sense. And when you ask your woman why, when she says some crazy stuff, just why? Why won't you do this? Why don't you believe that? Because she can't explain a feeling. There's no logic or thought behind it. And that's the same thing that is making these dumb women make comments on, why isn't Tyrone coming back to the hood and grabbing... Why? Because you're a moron. The best that you can hope for in his life as a famous black man is to be the side chick. Maybe he'll put you up in a nice apartment in the hood somewhere and he'll come and you'll be a side piece. But he can't be in public with you. You're too ghetto and you're too trashy. So even if you go out on your own, what's going to happen? You're going to make a scene and you're going to make him look bad. He can't be connected to you. You're too stupid. And in his circle of women who know how to behave properly is a whole lot of white women who know how to behave properly, and a very few number of black women. So now it's like the scale, it's not consummate to his lifestyle. He needs a large number of women to choose from and to court in order to successfully gain access to a woman. And who in his circle of women who know how to behave and know how to support his lifestyle and support him so that he can economically continue to grow and be stronger, how many black women are there? There's not many. And look at this. When you look at like women, black women in America who are in those positions with black men or white men, look at them. They share that attribute that white women have. They're quiet. They look pretty. They blink slowly. And they don't say a whole lot. Maybe you need to check your ego and just shut the hell up and learn how to behave. But y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all are just, you're jerks. That's all it is. You're anal sphincters. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. People don't like you. That's why they get white women, because white women are likable. You know, Chris Rock, he had that comedy stand up where he was like, you know, if a relationship was like a football team, the black woman's trying to be the quarterback, and it's like, no, there's only one quarterback, and you both trying to say hut hut at the same time. And the white woman, she's like a good receiver. It's like, all right, run out left, cut right, and I'm gonna throw the ball, and you're gonna be there. And she's gonna be like, okay, daddy. That's the difference. You got too much ego and you don't know how to check it. And that's why you're always taking a loss, black women. That's why we have in America the highest out of marriage birth rate. And let me tell you something, white guys. The black community, it's a community, it's a canary in the mine for what's happening in your community. This third wave feminism is really jacking you guys up bad, and it's going really fast. I remember back in the days, like watching white, you know, because like I said, I grew up in an environment of white people because my father was military. And so, you know, at the time, it was like a predominantly white, like, you know, layout and setup. So we were like injected directly into like white middle class world. And anytime a white lady, like, she wanted to get mad at her husband, man, she'd get all red. She'd start crying. Her voice is shaking. Her hands are shaking because she didn't know how to display overt, like, acts of power and defiance against her man. That was something so out of place that it was, like, unnatural. I ain't never in my life seen a black woman behave like that. Not once. That's something to think about. That's why a famous, powerful, influential black man grabs a white woman or a woman of color or an Asian girl when they get famous. Look at them Asian women. Same thing. Asian girls, they love white boys, and white boys love Asian girls. I don't know what the obsession is with the Japanese and Chinese and Korean girls is. Whatever the case may be, you know, women are women. But it's the same thing. They know how to be quiet, play their place. She might be the smartest person in the room when it comes down to like technical knowledge, but she knows to shut the hell up and just be a woman. That's it. Don't get in the way. I'm here because of him, not the other way around. Even if she's famous. Look at this. Look, look at famous couples. Will Smith and what's his wife's name? Is it Jada? Whoever? I don't know who the hell. Will Smith. Do you see his wife acting all crazy? No, because she shares those attributes that like white women have. Now look at Jay-Z and Solange or whatever else. That ghetto trash. She ain't nobody. She wouldn't be jack. I don't care that Beyonce's her sister. She wouldn't be fecal matter if Jay-Z wasn't Beyonce's husband. And she got the audacity, the unmitigated gall to be attacking this man in like a public scene where she can like make him look bad. Now people like making memes and jokes about this dude. And as much as I don't like music or rappers or whatever else, that dude really did a lot of work to get to where he is. He set to be a multi-billionaire in his lifetime. Who the frick is Solange, whatever the hell her last name is? Just another ghetto piece of trash that should have been left in the ghetto. Now he got to go around people making jokes about his manhood because of this freaking moron. Look at, who's that prick? That guy, sorry. I don't like, Kanye West and his girl, the big booty hoe. What's her name? Kardashian, Kim Kardashian. Look, she's famous, right? From like a sex tape. She didn't have to put any work in. And that's another problem with ego with women. She has an ego, huge ego, because she's always parading her body around all over the place. But her ego is not big enough to get in the way to where she thinks she outshines her man. Because she understands that in order to get to where she was, all she had to do was her only claim to fame is being bangable. That's it. When she loses her body and her looks, her claim to fame is gone. The way she came to fame is being bangable. Same thing with that girl, the bald-headed chick that Kanye West was with before. I don't know, some white girl from the Cayman Islands. She beautiful, but that's her claim to fame. No work involved. But that dude had to build himself. As much as I hate that dude, and I'd smack him upside his head if I ever met him, Mr. Think He God, I'll punch him in his jaw. Hey, yes, I'm God. I'll make you bleed just like me. Anyway, she knows her place. What does she do when she's with Kanye West? She looks good. She dresses nice. She shuts her freaking trap, checks her ego despite being famous, and she's quiet. Why the hell would these men come and grab you when you're going to be there acting like a freaking idiot? Let's go back to Jay-Z real quick. Look at how Jay-Z responded, and look at how Beyonce responded in the elevator when Solange was attacking her husband. People attacked her as like, oh, she didn't do nothing, she didn't say anything, she didn't try and help, she didn't try and do this, that, the other, she didn't try and understand. No, she did the right thing. Believe it or not, she did the right thing. She deferred to her man. She said, you know what? Let me step back. I'm going to let my man handle this. I don't care if he handles it bad. I don't care if he handles it well. I'm just going to let him handle this. She deferred her entire ego like she's supposed to as a woman, and she stepped back and was like, whoa, let me let him handle this. We'll deal with the fallout in private. But there's no benefit to me jumping in the fray in a public zone and just making everybody look bad. Very intelligent woman. Even if it wasn't a thought out like that, she had the basic cognitive, passive ability to say, hey, you know what? There's no good in getting involved in this situation right here and right now. And that's what you black American women don't have. The common sense to shut up, mind your business, and remember your place and your position. I don't hate you, black American women. I think you're beautiful. I think you are some of the most beautiful black women on the planet. Unless you look at like Ethiopia and Cote d'Ivoire, Somalia, y'all killing the globe when it comes to women in general. Nobody can say that y'all aren't beautiful. Nobody. But you're stupid. You're idiots, and your freaking egos don't match who you are. Let me tell you something. Take a little stick man and draw a little stick man on a piece of paper, and then go buy the biggest watermelon you can and put it on there as the head for that stick man. It's not proportionate. You are this big, and your ego is freaking the size of the planet Earth, and you don't warrant it. You don't. You don't. So check yourself, and maybe one day that dude, he might come by the hood and he'll see you and he'll be like, hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? And you're going to know how to respond so that even if you reject him gracefully. That's another thing that ego prevents you from doing, and that's why they don't come back for you, because they remember how you behaved when you rejected him when he wasn't famous. You didn't do it gracefully. Go up to a high class. You know, I've been in some places where there's some high class white girls. Really, really high class. I don't stand a chance. But you know what? I got an ego too. And I'm like, hey, you know, I'm going to run up on them and let me see what's going on. I'm like, hey, what's going on, girl? They reject you so smoothly. You didn't even realize you were rejected until you went home. You was like, dang, she shot me down pretty smooth. They know how to behave. No, I don't have any right to her. Of course not. But at the same time, me approaching her, she doesn't take it as like, oh, look, now I've got a position of power over this guy. Let me go ahead and talk down to him and treat him like trash. No, she takes it for what it is. It's a compliment. And she takes that compliment with grace, not with ego. And she lets you down equally as gracefully as you approached her. You approach her like a jerk, or a guy approaches you like a jerk, fine, feel free to shoot him down like a jerk. But if a guy comes to you respectfully, then maybe you should learn how to respond and shoot him down with respect. And let me tell you something, that's something men don't forget either. You know, if you grew up in a community where like black men, and you've been treating them bad, and like you've been shooting them down really hard, and he comes to a place where he like is being approached by women. And you know, white women are going to approach guys when you're rich and famous because they're smarter than you. And that's why they're in those positions. That's why they get those men, because they know how to check their ego. Well, then you got to really look at like the situation and why it's ending up like this. Don't just say, oh, he's a sellout or whatever else. No, men are creatures of the least resistance. We like logical, smooth, and easy things. And let me tell you something, black American women, you don't make it easy. I've tried to court a black American woman. Y'all are jerks, man. Y'all are just freaking jerks. You're jerks and you're idiots. That's why nobody likes you. Men don't like women in general, but when it comes down to like the pool of like picking a partner, black American women, y'all are like you're on the last rung. I mean, black American men aren't even on the last rung. We're like number 2 and number 3 after like, I think they said there's like white guys, then there's like black guys, and then somebody else, or there might be someone between like white guys and black guys. But we're in the top 3. You're the last women to be chosen for relationships on online polls. Actually, I'm doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm just blinking slow and I'm looking. You really got to think about that. Maybe it's not the rest of the world. Maybe it's just you. This is your man, Abuamerican, trying to teach you. You need to learn, girls. I'm out.